Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Simply Sister, and I'm here with another video. I am just coming with my first reaction video. I'm going to be doing more of these. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, and so I just want to bring some of the videos and stuff, the interesting topics that I might run across on the internet. That could be pop culture, that could be some type of science or whatever, because I'm into so many things, and all of these things I think are societally useful. And I see that we are in the middle of a social awakening. I don't know if anyone else is paying attention to that part, but there's a shift happening on a spiritual level. And I just want to do my part to be a part of what we can do better or what we can do right in society, and have some little transparency about whatever it is that I can be transparent about. So today the video that I have for us to watch is going to be, hold on, let me find it. This video is titled, give me a second. This is titled, Is Individual Awakening Crucial to Reach Social Transformation? In my opinion, yes. I do think that individual awakening is crucial, but the thing about the individual awakening, when the individual awakes, they automatically wake up the world, because whatever you're privy to, whatever you understand about the world, you tend to talk about. And hopefully we can get to the point where we're actually sharing more. And I just want to be a part of that change for the world. So I'm going to be sharing content that I run across, interesting topics that we can discuss, like anything that I can bring to my channel to help contribute to society and this societal change. So, like I said, this video is individual awakening crucial to social transformation? And my answer is yes. So let's just get right on into it and get this video started. Individual awakening crucial to reach social transformation.
It's interesting, of course, when you look at Asian Buddhism, um, all of those societies were hierarchical. I mean, none of them was democratic. They were all patriarchal, even though the Buddha himself, I think, wasn't patriarchal. But inevitably, as Buddhism became institutionalized, it took those forms. And that's part of the challenge now that Buddhism comes to the West. Um, about half a century ago, Gary Snyder said something very, very pertinent, I think. He said, "The mercy of the West has been social revolution. The mercy of the East has been insight into the basic self or void, the emptiness of the self." He said, we need both.
Okay, so like I said, the individual is awakening, and we can go to all these different spiritual practices to know ourselves better and to discover our connection to the earth and our connection to spirit and our existence as spirit. But we need to restructure society so that we can have a more communal, more social existence, a more connected existence with each other, which with sharing stories and just sharing our different growths with each other. And the hierarchy, I think it can be an issue, but he's expressing that the West has gone through is going through transformation, societal transformation. We definitely need societal transformation in order to be happy on this planet, because we are definitely dealing with a whole lot of social issues. And I do believe that the social issues that we are dealing with are more societal than anything, because we were once sharing the way we needed to. We were once connected and spiritual the way we need it to be, but bringing in control and all of that, I do feel like that has steered our society in the wrong direction. But like I said, I see the change happening, and this video was recorded. Well, this video was uploaded 11 years ago. So we know that this shift started a long time ago, but I do believe that with the millennials, consciousness is more to the forefront because all these sensitive kids were being born, and we were not able to ways when it came to how we wanted to live versus how our ancestors may have lived or the generation preceding us. But now we have to do our part in order to make sure that the generation that is coming after us can live in a healthy society, and that we have started something that they can continue, so that we can educate ourselves and then re-educate each other and share with each other and have a more connected existence. So yeah, I think that that is what's happening right now. Like, we're going through a huge shift so that we can wake up in that way, so we can be more present as a society, making it better for the future generations coming. So let's just play this.
And that's one interesting way to understand the coming together, right? When you look at the Abrahamic traditions, which is the other source of the West, they have something extremely important that Buddhism lacks, this prophetic emphasis on social justice. And you bring that together with the Greek tradition, the realization we can transform. What you get, of course, is our evolutionary concern, especially in the modern area, to transform society, to make it a better, more socially just society, right? Social justice, that's not a Buddhist concept. The Buddhist concept is, of course, dukkha, suffering. It's all about overcoming suffering. But because Buddhism, in all Asian societies, none of them is democratic.
In my opinion, overcoming suffering does include societal changes. Um, we have to we have to go through each challenge in order to evolve. And the previous challenge was our societal challenges, our toxic ways, and inflicting damage on the earth and each other and stuff like that. So I think that Buddhism actually does already encompass societal changes. It's just not in the forefront. But then that makes me think about what kind of societal changes do we need. And I started to look into like different societies, like capitalist society, the socialist societies, and the communist societies, and just trying to figure out which society actually fits the model better for where we're trying to be in life. And I was looking at capitalism. So capitalism is where you capitalize off of a need of the people or a want of the people to gain wealth, and along with wealth comes power, and then you get toxic people dominating based on their wealth and their power and their position in society. And of course, I don't think that that's healthy for us. I do understand how enticing that is, that I want to be able to say that I have more than another person. I don't necessarily want that, but I do see how some people may want that. But that is the most toxic thing in the world, because if there's going to be someone at the top, there's definitely have to be someone at the bottom. So, and then the way our society has been structured, they structured someone to be at the bottom. It was all in the plan for how this capitalistic society in America was built, to put these people at the top, the wealth, the money is power at the top, and then whoever doesn't have that money or who don't have access to that money, they're automatically on the bottom, and then they suffer more societally and socially because of that, because then they're going to develop different kind of mental health disorders or different community dysfunctions, traumas, all these things that come with that capitalistic society. And then you have the socialist society, which the government then would govern all of that. The government would own everything and in be the ultimate power, which is scary because they will be able to dictate who has what or how much of what they want to give and stuff like that. And I don't necessarily trust that. However, there is a communal aspect to that where everyone is equal on equal playing fields, but then we have to try to advocate for resources from this governing power in this socialist society. And then you have the communist society, which people are very people don't like talking about communism. They don't like communism at all, which I'm curious as to know why. So if you have an opinion on communism, socialism, or capitalism that you can share with me and broaden my perspective on the understanding of why capitalism is better than communism, or why socialism is not as good as capitalism, or socialism is better than communism, because the end result is that communist societies get treated the worst, or they're feared, or that's something that they don't want. But from what I'm understanding, is the reason why people don't want this communist society is because they don't want to be on equal playing fields with the rest of the world. They want to be elevated. They want more power and more access. But in my mind, if we have a communist society, we're going to be more democratic, and we're going to make decisions as a community, and we're going to do only what's best for the community or the earth, because then we would really be the shepherds of the earth. We would really be protecting ourselves and this planet that we live on. So to me, a communist society actually might work best because we will all be, it will be a majority to decide on different decisions that will better and further our comfortability and happiness on earth. So yeah, I think that is really interesting that his perspective is that Buddhism does not um, already include the societal thing. But I think he's just trying to tie the Western and the Eastern mind frames together. Whatever. That's his thing.
Traditionally until the modern era, right? So Buddhism, in order to survive, it couldn't threaten the rulers. It had to keep a low profile. It had to emphasize, okay, personal dukkha, but it couldn't challenge the institutionalized, the collective dukkha. But now that Buddhism comes to the West, then we can ask more questions. We can ask in our social engagement, well, let's look not only at individually produced dukkha from my ways of thinking, let's look at the dukkha imposed on millions of children because of unjust social institutions, you see.
Mm.
So there are new possibilities. In the same way that I think the West can help Buddhism develop in certain ways, I think we can also see that the Western emphasis on social transformation has been very much limited by the fact that when you have a revolution, the new people, what you end up with is that one gang of thugs is replaced by another, because we haven't had enough of a realization in the West that we have to transform ourselves.
Yeah. So that's what I'm noticing in society today is that we are getting this, we are being more concerned with ourselves and our spiritual well being and understanding ourselves. And the more we understand ourselves, the more we understand each other. So if I know what I need and what I needed as a child, I can better influence society or be an advocate in society for the people coming up behind me, because now I can say, hey, this felt good, this did not, this helped, this did not, and hopefully get a broad conversation going on in that way. Well, that's the goal, to get broad conversations going on in that way so we can start making societal changes so that we can all live happier, healthier lives. And so Buddhism, in that way, it does focus on the inner self. But our inner self is just a magnified world. And once we start understanding that, then I think we could work better together. Because, like, there's a song in Christianity that says that we are all a part of God's body. And I don't need the finger like active all the time doing random things while the rest of my body is focused on a task. I need my finger to be focused on that same task that the rest of my body is focused on. So to me, that makes sense that the body is going to work simultaneously together in a cohesive way to achieve whatever vision that God has for Himself through us. Because we are definitely spiritual beings having a human experience. But the more we understand that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, the more like minded we can be and more connected that we can be on having a society that is more functional and conducive to our evolution. Because, like he was saying, one thug is put out for another thug to come in, and the reason why that would happen is because these people that are being put out are not awake, and they're not self-aware, and they're not conscious, and then the people who come in, they're not awake, and they're not self-aware, and they're not conscious, so they're going to make mistakes thinking that they're correcting these mistakes or doing something better for themselves versus the community at large or the world as a whole. So it definitely, yes, it's necessary. We have to correct ourselves as the individuals so that whatever position we take in society, that we won't be harming other people because we don't want to harm ourselves, and we understand how important someone else is to us as far as our connectedness and our oneness. He's definitely making some great points.
In other words, if the emphasis of the West is on social transformation, I think it's been limited because we haven't also realized the importance of individual personal transformation. It's not only creating a society where the structures are so good, the institutions are so good that no one has to make an effort to be good. No, you need both. We need to realize that they have to go together. And that's one of the really very exciting things that's going on right now.
Yeah, so that is what's happening. And this is a very short video, but like I said, my first this is my first reaction videos, and I just wanted to kind of come and do a trial run and also introduce the way that I think and the way that I see the world just for my first video. So I figured that this would be a really good topic to introduce to kind of get you familiar with the way I think and kind of the direction of my videos and how I'm going to show up as sister, because I want to be more transparent and more involved and more I'm ready to get on my job, and I have been finding it hard to figure out how to get online and do what it is that God wants me to do. And it's just getting more and more clear. So this is a very good way for me to just get online and get talking. So please feel free to comment, share with me any videos that you might have that could help further our progression or the conversations that I want to be involved in, which are more social conversations, social spirit, spiritual science, quantum, duality, yin and yang, all of those things. It's more of a connectedness and a oneness and an understanding ourselves. These are the type of topics that I want to indulge in. So yeah, I hope that this video serves some type of purpose. Just be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check me out because I should be doing this a whole lot more regularly now that I can do reaction videos because I spend a whole lot of time on YouTube. So this will be a great way for me to put myself out there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Now I gotta exit out of Streamlabs.